to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for like videos like this.
I've never seen in my whole life seen so many music stars just start normal and then start looking like satanic. And that's when I was really like, this is tripping me out.
Right.
Pop people. Doja Cat. She's a nice girl from the valley. Sam Smith. Justin Timberlake's last video. And I talked to a lot of people in the music business, and they talk about how the frequency of music changed in the early 40s to different megahertz and how it can be hypnotic.
And it's all facts.
Oh no.
Bro must really want Jollibee. Who else watched this more than 5 times?
Our banks were given to us by the Knights Templars, the Masonic Lodge of Knights Templars in Europe. Our educational institutions, universities and colleges were given to us by the Masonic order coming out of Rome. This is why the square martyr board is a Catholic symbol. And Jews, how many Jews know that when you wear a yarmulke, that's not Jewish, it's Roman? That's why the Pope wears a yarmulke. That's why the cardinals wear the yarmulke. It's a Roman symbol, it's not Jewish. The Jews were told to wear the yarmulke to show subjection to Rome. And they got so used to using it, they think it's a Jewish symbol. It's not Jewish, it's Roman. So many people willingly bend themselves to what their masters want from them. What your masters want is for you to be in compliance, for you to think what they have told you to think.
You already know, it's called rock and roll.
Watch Tupac. I'm gonna pull this back so y'all can see it play. Happened right there. Right there too, but let's go back. Go back to this. These niggas are hybrids, man. This new energy coming to the sun is gonna fuck some of y'all up. Through the second sun. It's gonna... It's gonna burn some of y'all niggas up. If you got that RH negative blood, you a hybrid. God damn it, damn that shit. Your DNA is not made for going to higher dimensions. So y'all gonna probably be in trouble. That is clearly. Let's get close all the way up on that. And there's not no camera glitch, I keep going with it. That's Tupac. Somebody's been hybriding these motherfuckers on the planet. And we know who it is. They know who they are. Let's go back and play that again. I let it play regular speed. Let's go back again. Fuck it, I got times. Why this is important, all y'all gang member motherfuckers, y'all hanging, if you RH positive and you hanging around some RH negative gang member, get away from around him. He made for that shit, you not. Wake your ass. I'm talking to the RH positive. RH negative, I ain't got nothing against you, it's just that this damn new energy coming in is gonna fuck y'all up. Y'all gonna be going off on everybody for no reason. DNA issues. And I don't care if it offends some of y'all, fuck that. That's Tupac. Let's get close. That's Tupac. Let's keep going. That's Tupac. Reptilian hybrid, man. All these motherfuckers hybrids. P. Diddy hybrid. See, reptiles are gay by nature. They asexual. So let me show y'all something else.
They say seeing is believing.
We are talking about crime syndicates that work on a quasi-governmental level because They do not take any of their high-ranking people and actually run them for office. The people who run for office are never more than middle level within these corporations. We have multiple insiders, whistleblowers, some of whom I've spoken to directly, who have witnessed American presidents acting like simpering little wimps in front of these higher-ranking cabal members because they are terrified of them. This cabal has at its core, believe it or not, a Luciferian belief system. You got to understand, whether you believe this or not is irrelevant. This is their religion. This is what they actually believe. They actually believe that creating these fake terrorist attacks that kill large numbers of people, that is a sad but necessary evil that they have to do in order to secure control of us, to prevent us from destroying the whole planet. You have high-level people who believe this adamantly and are financing things like vaccines that actually have cofactors inserted in them that over time can be combined with other cofactors to try to create population reduction.
No, you cannot dismiss this as coincidence anymore. I think levitation was probably the scientific reality to ancient cultures. Interestingly, the stories about the Ark of the Covenant, it was sheathed in gold and it would have been extremely heavy. It would have been very difficult for people to lift. The only tribe that was allowed of the 12 tribes to actually transport and move the Ark of the Covenant, do you know which tribe that was?
I do not.
The Levites. Levity.
Holy shit.
Oh my god. These are fucking crazy.
No, this is literally a new driver.
He's freaking out right now.
He has to be dead.
Yeah.
Should I move my car?
Yeah.
Fuck! Are you okay?
Take your donut.
And you're not gonna believe me, it's a commercial.
So I'm in this gas station, and I go to use the bathroom. I notice there's a lock on the outside, right? So when you close the door, it locks you in. From the outside. You have no way of getting out. And it's not on the men's. Tell me that's not fucking weird. That's weird. That's weird. On the men's. Only on the women's. Not on the men. Only on the women. They're trying to steal women. Trying to get them.
And pay attention, it's not all conspiracy.
There will be a movement driven by big corporations to take the soul away from people, to disconnect people from the higher world. And in order to do that, we have to destroy the pineal gland in people. And I followed the research on that, and amazingly what we found, the pineal gland is the most sensitive part of our central nervous system and is highly, highly, highly sensitive to 4 things: aluminum, glyphosate, fluoride, and Wi-Fi. And we are the only country in the world that has pushed these 4 things in the last 60 years or so on everybody growing up here. There must have been an ultra-intelligent group of scientists who have designed this protocol to fluoridate the drinking water, to put nanonized aluminum in the air, to put glyphosate in the food, and then activate it, spark it with the right frequency.
شايف؟ يا الله بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم حسنا كعيان
شوفوا يا اخوان. And that's not a badger.
They create chaos, and they create control.
Over the world headquarters in Switzerland of the World Masonic headquarters for World Freemasonry, over the door is Ordo ab Chao, which is Latin for order out of chaos. And all Freemasons know that term, Ordo ab Chao. Order out of chaos. The concept is to create chaos, create the problems, then while the people are frightened to death of all the crime and everything that seems to be out of control, a riotous situation, the government then moves in with justification. In order to put down this terrible chaos, they must have full power of the military, full obedience of the people to give the government full power to do whatever they want. That's why we're having all over the world wars, riots, bloodshed, famines, all kinds of things happening around the world. It's being manipulated. It's being orchestrated, not just for Los Angeles.
Conflict control.
Conflict control.
There's been more wars since the creation of the United Nations.
Many of them say they have spiritual gifts, which I think we can...
Yeah.
Omo, I never see this for my life. Hey, hey, Omo, hey.
The activation sound was crazy.
Outdoor solarium on the 41st floor of an apartment on Billionaires Row. For 90 days, like Chris Hemsworth.
Whoa, let me finish it. Let's get going. Come on, give 4 more cents to go.
This is officially the smallest apartment in all of New York City.
$218 million buys you in Palm Beach, Florida.
Entering through its own private, double-gated street. This architectural achievement of design and sophistication is a 4-story mega mansion.
A few moments later.
If anyone dares try to test my mental competence, I will eviscerate every single person with my intelligence right now. And that's not being egotistical. Oh, thank God, look at me!
Popular YouTuber Eric Conover is facing attempted murder charges in New Hampshire after allegedly trying to run over a police officer with his Jeep. The case has raised serious concerns about mental health, criminal responsibility, and legal consequences. According to the police, Conover was pulled over for speeding 55 in a 35. As the officer approached on foot, Conover allegedly hit the gas, striking the officer and sending him flying 40 feet, resulting in leg injuries and much more. He then led police on a 28-mile chase before finally being stopped. He's now facing multiple felony charges, including attempted murder, first-degree assault on a law enforcement officer, second-degree assault, reckless conduct with a deadly weapon, conduct after an accident, and disobeying a police officer. Conover could face 20 years to life in prison. If the charge is reduced to a first-degree assault with a deadly weapon, sentencing could range from 7.5 years to 15 years per charge, possibly served consecutively. Conover claimed he's the victim of a sting operation. He called himself a public figure and even tried to represent himself legally. He appears to believe that he's a lawyer, possibly due to attending law school at some point in time. This aligns with language often used by sovereign citizens, a fringe group known for rejecting the legitimacy of government authority and courts. With this many charges, a plea deal is possible, especially if his mental state plays a role in the case. A common plea would reduce attempted murder to aggravated assault, cutting potential time in prison, but still carrying serious consequences.
We're about to get a prison tour. That's some DD work there.
Y'all check this out. These boys are out fishing and come across a carcass in the ocean. Now initially in the video they say it's a great white shark. Maybe it is, it could be a bloated great white shark. A lot of people in the comments were saying basking shark. It's hard to tell. But what you can tell is the massive bite taken out of that thing's head. It pretty much bit off the shark's entire head. Now a lot of people are gonna say, oh, it was killer whales, it was orcas eating the liver. It wouldn't be bloated if orcas ate the liver.
A megalodon.
WikiLeaks, when they leaked all of the Hillary Clinton emails and different stuff. There was an email from Hillary. It says requesting documents pertaining to the resurrection chamber of Gilgamesh, the location of his body and the location of the buried Nephilim.
And in 2003, April 2003, coincidentally 1 month before we set up the military occupation phase in Iraq, and the first thing our troops did was raid the Museum of Iraq, and 170,000 items were reported stolen. Of those, most of them were returned. The ones that were not returned were about 3,000 items that all dealt with resurrection and the afterlife. Probably just a coincidence. That's right after they found the tomb of Gilgamesh. And if the stories are to be believed, the body was found, believed to be Gilgamesh, incredibly well preserved, and the primary objective was to extract DNA.
The idea of the resurrection and resuscitation, the Egyptians held this. This is one of the basic concepts behind mummification, that they believed that these could be brought back to life in some point in time. And the ancient beliefs are being pursued through science. And the whole concept of transhumanism and uploading consciousness into machines, I mean, this is still, it's an ancient belief, but this is still something that is being hotly pursued.
Yup, this is it for us, as the rich are now eating biblical mermaids and they are starting a war we cannot finish. People were terrified after a fisherman, Landon, went viral for exposing that he reeled in something that turned his face pale white, describing the creature as biblical as it was not only 5 feet tall, gray, had gills all over its face, but half human looking, and it's exactly as the biblical verses describe. And it's happening all over Hollywood right now, hiding in plain sight, and their bodies are being stored inside the celebrity mansions. But it gets worse, as Landon describes huge fishing companies that are marketed as finding exotic fish are actually dedicated to hunting this, using sonar equipment to find mermaids, and their human-shaped bodies are being used for dinner. With the Book of Enoch at 19:2 calling mermaids our fallen angels, and modern Hollywood often being referred to as demonic, many have referred to when demons start eating angels, it will be over for all of us very soon. And if we never hear from Landon again, we will all know he was telling the truth.
Eating mermaids, cap or not?
This clip was featured on the National News Network, where police encounter an individual acting strange. They believed at first this was a simple case of someone under the influence, but they swear that as they got closer to her, she shapeshifted numerous times, which causes them to turn and run, something they've never had to do in their entire careers. Watch this.
and quality is always horrible.
Jesus. This, I never seen this in my life, Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, we worden gered. Eerst zat ik op dat ding. He is here. He is here. Your husband is here. Your husband is here.
No life jacket? That's wild.
Then we get up and we all go into another room and watch the time travel machine disappear. My father said the Air Force did this with revolving fields, the same as the Ulrich had during the Philadelphia experiment. And 2 of the airplanes winked out of existence, so they quit doing it. We have had time travel for a long, long time, our submarines and such. I don't want to get into too many things, though, that are hard to believe, but the Earth and our society is not what most people think it is.
But obviously, you know, there'll be people watching this that will be like, well, that's unprovable. What he's saying there's no proof
I understand.
whatsoever. And how do you prove that he says he saw it? He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
But as some of these researchers like Richard Dolan would say, without the proof, we can't, you know, there's nothing to move, there's nothing to grab at.
Well, there's no proof to God.
No, and most people in this world believe in a form of it.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I mean, I can't answer that.
No, but I'm just...
The smoking gun.
This is what...
Everyone is looking for it.
This is what people are thinking that are watching this right now. So, if you can change the future or past, you could do a lot of damage with that.
If you only knew when you were going to die, you would do a lot of damage with that, with your own self. Because you would be doing things, you would be risking your life, doing things that are changing your life.
Where did Mr. Beck, whoever this person is, get the technology for time travel from?
He developed it with the military during the war. And during the war, you know, the Battle of the Atlantic, the war was being lost from the U-boats, the packs. So the Germans had a mine that was magnetic, and it would have ships pass over, come up in the middle and blow several ships up. My dad and others, Einstein, my dad went to Einstein during this time of Eisenhower, when he was with Eisenhower, and said, can we do anything about this? Eisenhower says, not Eisenhower, Einstein says we can move it through time and space 500 yards or whatever it was. I'm just using that 500 yards. I don't know how far it is. So they came up with the Philadelphia experiment. There really was such a thing that the ship did move from Newport News to Port Richey, and there was deaths involved and such, but they did perfect it. And it was not invisibility. I had the reports and they were taken from me. And from my father, we had to hide all of his notes for the first 5 years because we were being infiltrated by the cover-up services.
I just did some research. They still allow in the U.S. a fiber additive of human hair and duck feathers.
Wow.
In commercial bred in the U.S. And they buy the human hair primarily coming from places like Asia by the container loads, and then it's ground, refined, purified, bleached, and then the FDA allows it as a fiber additive, and the same with duck feathers. They grind it. And so if you have a high fiber bread, chances are it could be an FDA approved kind of fiber that you...
Oh my word. You said duck feathers?
You know, the government says, hey, as long as you process it, wash it, grind it fine, bleach it out, make sure it's clean.
And do you really think, fam, they want you in good health?
Bring the hose! Hurry up, bring the hose! I got the water, bring the hose!
He said, bring the hose. My man was ready to party.
Northwest, and 31st Avenue Northwest.
Yo! Hey, call the police. Hey, he's throwing glass at me, man. Whew. Jesus Christ.
I believe there's rituals. We know that from Solomon's temple, they learned the ancient arts of black magic, that it was buried under his temple. Legend has it the Knights of Templar went down there and found it, and that's kind of how this all started. We don't know for certain, but we know that there was manuscripts. We know that Solomon told his people at that time that were practicing the arts, black magic. It's mentioned in the Quran that there's black magic that can separate a man from his wife. We know that the devil has an army that only, he has armies, bro, legions, that literally focus on certain types of sin. One of his armies only focuses on divorce. One of his armies only focuses on murder. Every day they come back. We know his throne is on water, based on the Islamic tradition. Some of the scholars believe it's either the Devil's Sea, literally, or the Bermuda Triangle. We know that the devil's throne is on water, on this earth. Different dimension, but on this earth, from the Abrahamic perspective. There is, in my opinion, a true agenda because of people like this that were very influential in our world, bro, to deny these people, to deny Aleister Crowley, his impact, the people that were around him on modern science, on rocketry, on all this stuff, bro. We would not have this technology without satellites. It all goes back to this guy.
Why would the Antichrist give Jack Parsons the technology or the idea to create rockets?
I don't know, but what I do know is if they're doing weird rituals, if they're doing sacrifices, whatever the fuck, none of us were there, brother. There's crazy shit going on this earth, bro. There's a lot of kids missing, bro. There's a lot of things we can't explain, bro, that people are trying to wake people yo, guys, this is not normal. You're seeing shit in award shows and music and the one eye, which by the way, the symbol in Islam for the Antichrist is one eye. Why do they all do this shit and it's in your face? It's the eye of Re, bro, the sun god, bro. It's all there, man, the information. It took years, and I really don't feel like I did this justice the way I was intending, because it's a very complicated subject, and it can seem like you're out of your mind and you're crazy, and I would just tell people who don't understand what I'm saying, who might think I'm off the wall, I don't take any drugs, I don't drink alcohol, I'm not crazy. It's hard to explain something in such a condensed amount of time. I told you in the beginning of this, please don't take anything I say for real until you go study yourselves. Don't take what I'm saying. I'm just giving you some cliff notes from my life of what I believe is going on and what I think is going to happen, and I think what's coming for all of us, brother.
And we going deep.
Ekstra! Dziękuję i polecam gorąco z całego serca.
Brawo!
My goodness.
So you can see this one was hacked by a machete or something, and it's just squirting water. It looks like a fire hydrant.
Yeah, that's how you could irrigate an area or something, you know, or you needed water.
Yeah.
Nature provides.
Yeah,
Right?
I wonder how the tree would ever plug that. How do you repair something that's just got a constant flow like that?
And is this how we have swamps?
Interesting thought. Never. So this is a guy going into the root of a tree.
Oh, yes, I've seen this shit, dude. This is amazing.
So take a look at everything around him, especially as he gets into the central portion here.
He looks like a giant in a cave that you would just walk through. But he looks like a giant in it, you know?
Yeah. And when we talk about caves, I think a lot of the different like lava tubes, I think we're talking about root structures of the great trees.
Yeah.
Because when you hear the narrative on how the lava formed those tubes, it's laughable. So this is more from the Action Adventure Twins, and this is what I was talking about. You can see let me get back to my handy laser pointer. You know, this is a tree root structure, and you have what are known as collateral roots, where it goes down and then it connects, and you get these little side offshoots. And I think that's exactly what you're seeing here. And I'll show you a video in a second, but you can see this isn't rough at all. I mean, it isn't smooth at all. This is all rough. Like, this has not been formed by water erosion.
No.
Impossible.
It looks much more like, you know, a tree in the middle will fall out and the bark on the outside and everything will kind of stay there, you know, or something eats it from the middle.
Yeah.
And it gets to that rougher.
Something that was smooth that broke.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, have they done this under Devil's Tower? Oh, there you go.
I've heard claims, and there was apparently a study where they did LiDAR and they discovered a root structure that extended for miles. I've never been able to find the study. I can't even find the original article. So if anyone has that, please post a link on my channel and, you know, comment on one of the videos. I would love to dig into that more.
Pun intended.
Mike has gone into this, and the whole area around the tower also exhibits signs of tree as well.
But no entrances to an underground that he can find?
Well, entrances to underground exist all over this entire realm.
That's fair. But I didn't know specifically if somebody went under one of these obvious, well, what we would say are tree structures, giant tree structures, and we're able to then correlate a root structure underneath and sort of map it.
Those sinkholes creep me out.
What the fuck is that? Look like some kind of a tent. What the hell? Ain't no way that tent. Ain't no way. Get out, Lee!
Come closer, bro. Homelessness is on a high rise.
Dimensions. There are thousands of dimensions. The scientists keep talking about fifth dimension, sixth dimension. There are thousands. Many of these dimensions, there will only be a slight difference. And you're constantly going in and out of these other dimensions all the time. You don't notice it unless there's something that gets your attention. I had one woman who was a college student, and she said she came out of her dormitory one day, and there was a lot of construction going on right in front of the dormitory. They had the barriers up and the orange cones, and they were digging up the street. Well, the next morning she comes out of the dormitory. There's no sign of any construction at all. That's what I mean. Unless something happens to catch your attention, you're not even going to notice. You're constantly moving in and out of these. Another one might say, they see this beautiful tree on the block where they live in. The next day, there isn't any tree. We have crossed over just that little bit into the other dimension. It begins to show you reality is not at all what you think it is. Everything is energy. Everything is an illusion. I had one client that said she was out jogging and she saw an airplane coming in, and it was coming in through the treetops, big airliner, and she could see it coming in. She said it's going to crash. She could see it about a block or so down. It's going to crash. And she turned around and ran back to the house, turned on the TV to see if there any news about an airplane crashing. Well, there wasn't. So part of what she wanted to have the session was about, what was that? They said she had crossed over into a dimension where there was an airport over there. And it didn't exist in her normal reality. But see, you don't stay there because it's not your reality here. You all know when you put something down, an object or something, your glasses or car keys, you go back, you can't find them. Then a little later you go back and they're there. They have gone into this other dimension and come back. When that happens to me, I always say, guys, put it back, I need it.
Natural turbo.
I know a lot of people want to know, how did you get so knowledgeable? I'm not knowledgeable. When you hear me talk, it don't be me. I mean, because I'm not the body. So the forces inside of me been here kind of like a long time. You know when you breathe, you're not breathing air? Do you know what you breathe when you breathe? What's your answer? You breathe consciousness. Also, my mama, like every code, everything that been in the firmament is still here. And every time you breathe, you kind of like soak it in. I'm going to tell you how I know. Hold your breath. Stop breathing. First thing you're going to lose is your consciousness. So first thing you're going to lose the information, but your heart and all that stuff still going to be good. You're going to breathe. Everything going to be good. But the problem is you're not going to have consciousness. Because what you breathe is the consciousness.
The Muslims do not realize that Allah is connected to the planet Saturn. This is why Mecca has a black square. Mecca is called the Kaaba, or the Kaaba. And this is why today we have streets in England called Kaaba stone streets, little black squares, the Kaaba. Or you graduate from university with the black square, the Kaaba. It's a black square. That's a symbol for the planet Saturn. Many people do not know what we call today the Star of David. The two triangles interlaced becomes a hexagram. The ancient people said they were putting the hex on you. What we call the Star of David, in history books, you can go and read it in the library, is called the Star of Saturn. This is why Jews still today go to a temple on Saturn's day. And it's a fascinating story about how Saturn was referred to as El. And today we even have people who are worshiping the planet Saturn in religion and don't even realize it. We are called elders. You're one of the elites. Well, how did you get to be an elite or an elder? Well, you got elected. How did you get elected? Well, it's all of these words and terms mean something, and they have a definite occult or hidden religious significance to words.
When we're at the grocery store, we got options of breads. This goes up quick. See that? Bread's supposed to be squishy. It goes right up. You know what that means? It's not real bread. This is some real bread right here. See how it stays down? Try another one. Let's try bimbo. Try bimbo. Look at how it goes up. It's like foam. We're eating foam. Plastic. Crazy, huh? Let's try the Wonder Bread. Whoa, crazy. This one stays down. This is real bread right here. Wonder Bread is real bread. Crazy, huh?
If it were only bread, but it's everything we consume.
ये नारियल हिलने लगा है गुरुदेव नारियल हवा में उड़ चुका है हर चीज का एक समय होता है।
नहीं इस समय में ये स्टूडियो में भी लाइव करके दिखा रहे हैं।
अच्छा उड़ा दिया
हाँ
ये लाल हो आपकी तरह ऊपर नीचे जो आपने चलाया था ऐसे पकड़ के भी दिखा दिया। और यहाँ देखिए यहीं पे रोकूंगा हवा में, यहीं स्टॉप, एकदम रुक जाइए, झूल जाइए, प्रश्नों का उत्तर भी देगा ये। क्या बात है?
So this is frozen log of toilet paper.
Does he bounce higher? Just asking for a friend.
Arkadaşlar burası bir dişçi. Gördüğünüz gibi sokakta amfiye diş yapıyor. When he was 20, he started this job. Oh. Where are you from? Türkiye.
Anacağı dişi işte buradan seçiyor.
अच्छा ਇਹ ਦਾਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਲਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ? ਹੈ ਜੀ ਦਾਦੇ ਲਾਉਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਹੋ? 5 ਹੈ 5 ਅਰੇ ਬੜੀ ਬਾਤ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਦੇਖੋ
Very good, huh?
Finally, a dentist we can all afford.
3, 2, press it all down on one. Find your challenge point, hold it here. We bring it in 2 inches.
Is he trying to read the menu?
It is 2:30 in the morning. I don't got time for this. I'm outside of a gate gas station. And there, bro. Oh my God, bro.
There is a natural nuclear reactor that's been discovered in Africa. And the way it was discovered was a French mining site where they were mining uranium. And the uranium was shipped back to France and it's analyzed isotopically. So the only explanation that they could come up with is that a nuclear reactor must have formed naturally and operated for many thousands of years, burning away all of this uranium-235 until it was gone. And when I hear this statement, to me, it sounds as ridiculous as you walk throughout the desert and you find a perfectly formed Mercedes-Benz that formed there naturally. So that's the same, degree of ridiculousness. So to me, it's far easier to believe that, what we found was a remnant of an ancient, nuclear power plant. It's less a stretch to assume that there was a civilization who, mastered nuclear power and exploited it and now gone, than, just saying, well, it occurred naturally.
It took me 30 years to figure out that mathematics is created by consciousness, and therefore I cannot explain consciousness with mathematics. How can you explain consciousness with math when it's consciousness that created math? When can you explain free will with something that doesn't have free will? You see, it's foolish to think that, that you can explain, more with less. But science doesn't want to go there. Why? Scientism doesn't want to go there. Why? Because you lose your power. Because if I know the equations, I know more than you. And that's not acceptable. Their safety is in the prediction of the future. Their sense of power is in prediction of the future. You cannot predict the future because it's based on free will.
Common sense.
Like, I'm gonna do hypnosis on you. He was 17 years old, didn't really know anything about it at all. So I guided him into 3 past lives. He was a leper. It was interesting because he was walking And I'm guiding him. He goes, I'm walking and there's a bell on my hand. Bell? Why is there a bell? We realized the bell was signaling to the tribe that there was a leper coming. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. And we're kind of putting the pieces together. We have no idea. We're kind of two kids doing this. The next life he goes into, he's an astronomer, a French astronomer. The church throws him in this sewage pit and he dies. And he actually spoke, which was interesting. And then the next life, he's this, he's just a normal Texan guy in the 1950s, driving down a road on a bridge, ends up driving off the bridge, kills himself because he was drinking. And it was just random, these random lives. So that was my first time ever doing it. And I was like, wait a second, what is this?
Bro is getting ready for something we don't know about.
Calisse-moi ton camp, là. T'es pas venu m'aider?
Language 0%, understanding 100%.
The Caucasian race seem to live a little longer than black men. Black,
because they don't eat gluten. Oh, that's the poison. They hide it in the food. That's a lot of people don't know, right? Because like if you look up, like they don't tell you this. They say, oh, diabetes, cancer, AIDS, all them diseases I told you before. Yeah. Guess what the cause of them is? All of them, gluten. And guess what it's in? Everything we love. But let me tell you how it happened, right? A lot of people know what happened. This is how it happened. See, back in the days when you was poor, they had something called WIC. They come to your house, they give you a grocery list, and you had to get only the foods on this list. Just so happened all them fucking foods was all the gluten.
Government cheese.
And now when you go to the store, that's all we want to buy. So now they don't got to give you that list no more, but they trained you first. They gave you the list to buy everything. And then they gave you the food stamps. So now when you got the food stamps, you trained to go to the same shit you already been picking. Damn. That's how they get you. And then you gave it to the kids, and the kids gave it to their kids, and now everybody like gluten. And then everybody got high blood pressure, they died.
And gluten causes inflammation.
If I have to eat maggots, it'll be done. And I have a fry pan that, what I'll do is I'll cook a steak in here, and instead of cleaning it when I'm done, I just throw it in the freezer. What this does is then you simply heat it up again. You don't have to wash it, and I used to leave it on the stovetop without putting it in the freezer, and it was infested with maggots, which I ate them, so.
What? And he had the nerve to come back with the same yellow pants.
How powerful was Jay-Z when you were doing business with him? Was he already a power player where if he wanted to ruin someone's life or make somebody a star, he could do it?
Yeah, I think me and Rihanna came out the same year, so he definitely did that, you know. But Jay-Z was, I'd like to talk about Kanye more because I think he was very important to the rise of Jay-Z, you know, and he made that all. He added the creativity to that whole thing, you know, and I think they don't give him enough respect and dues. But yes, Jay-Z was more of a businessman.
You interacted with both of them, right? You had, you know,
yeah, and Kanye was always the artistic one,
creative side.
Yeah, he's the creative one, and I connected with that. And Jay-Z obviously had the clout and the reputation, but I saw that they both represented two different dynamics, which the world wasn't
privy to yet.
Yes, but I already knew that
back
then. And I was like, oh, that's interesting, that's happening. Again, it's the same thing, you know, everything.
Could you fast forward then, knowing now Jay's got the kind of clout that he has, and Kanye is being criticized, and he's lost a lot of wealth the last few years? Could you have predicted this?
Well, I think the interesting thing was they made that record, Watch the Throne, and one person was going to get the throne, you know, and that was already set, like they were fighting for that throne. Or one of them was talking about the throne of God, you know, or you didn't know what kind of throne it was, whether it was the throne of Satan or the throne of God or whatever, you know, or whether they were two kings duking it out over this throne. I think that was a very, you know, that was the moment that that kind of thing happened. And if you look at politically, the Jay-Z supported Obama and Kanye supported Trump, and so they were sort of vying for this. You know, that was also quite a telling.
Yummy, yummy tea.
Former Minister of Defense, who is now retired, did say that they were informed of, nearly 13 types of beings. And in the biblical stories, they talk about Satan being in charge of a rebellion, being cast down to earth. Well, I think it's that he was in this parallel universe at a higher energy level. He was cast down with some of these cohorts, and they made these beings to build a lie, a deception for the people of Earth. And that deception was that, okay, little grays, Nordics, all these kind here are invading us and abducting us. Then Satan is going to come in with his crew that look just like us, are friendly, and will deliver us from these nasty little aliens. That way, the satanic ones, who appear to be good and friendly, can help us set up a world government. And then he can take over the planet with his man who's going to be the human Antichrist, which the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus in the Greek, will land with his troops and have battle with Satan and his minions, who have executed this great deception to the people of Earth, and will defeat them. And that's the biblical narrative on that, but certainly what I witnessed and what I was told by my security team do fit that perfectly. So my advice to people who see good guys coming from the skies, like in the movie or the series V, where they come and help mankind and give them all kinds of gifts in return for seawater and junk, that kind of a scenario will be played out. So the first landing, the first official disclosure, will not be of the friendlies, the good guys. They'll be deceptive, just like in that movie V, and they will defeat and remove all the bad guys, the grays and whatever, that were abducting people. And the people of Earth will be very happy. And not only will they defeat those, they will take out of power the people that are called the Illuminati or the deep state. They're going to chew them up and spit them out, and sad for them, but this is part of the deception, where they will convince even the right wing, people like myself, if we're not aware, that they have come in and cleaned house and got rid of all the evildoers, and they're the good guys. It will be a clean sweep of the house, and for those who aren't schooled in what's going on in this deception, they will fall prey to supporting a new global world order.
And look, a cosmic conspiracy.
Yeah, it is. It's a shadow because it's going through the clouds. That is so weird. That is so cool. I've never seen that. The sun must be just the perfect.
지갑인 줄 알았거든요.
지갑 아니거든요.
That's awesome. I love it. Looks like a great way to gag.
You also believe water is a scam?
Yeah, I mean, water's a solvent, so it's dissolving your body. The fact that people say it's hydrating your cells is crap. It's not a carbohydrate. It's not a fat. It's not a protein. It's literally a solvent. If you put any type of material in water, it dissolves it. That's what it's doing to your body. Bruh. And same thing with water weight, and you drinking all this water and bloating. There's actually no benefit to it. If you want to hydrate, you have fats, you have juices, you have something that your cells can actually utilize. And this is probably the craziest thing ever. I've been saying this for 3 years, everyone on the internet. Like, if you actually look behind it and you think logically about it, water does not hydrate you. It dehydrates you. And I know it sounds crazy, and we can dive more in the topic later, but that's how I feel about water. So you don't drink
any water?
For the most part, no, I don't really need to. Maybe I'll have a sip here and there. Maybe, I mean, water is in raw meat. When you cook meat, what happens? Steam comes off of it.
Right.
So that's H2O right there. That's hydration going into your body if you eat raw meat. But if you're eating a bunch of cooked food and all this, you're going to get thirsty, and it's just an addiction. You look at the healthiest tribes in the world, they don't drink water. Even the Maasai tribe in Africa, they don't really have water.
That's
actually, what they do is they take roots out of the ground and they suck on them.
I've seen that, yeah.
That's the final boss. He's running like he's not going to get caught. Doob AI.
So I was in Castle Crag outside of Mount Shasta, and this thing lands at my feet. It's black, it's got big black eyes, it's got no arms and no legs, it's just like this black thing. Well, you're kind of cute. And when I said that, I was saying that in my head, and it kind of like glitched, and it was really fucking scary. It starts to unfold, and it brings out these black arms, and it goes like this, and it lands like 20 feet away from me. It looks like a fucking duck. Black fucking triangles came out of the sides of it, and then it just levitated up into the trees, and I was just fucked off. I was like, oh my God, like, what is that? My dog was a coyote husky, and she would let me know anything that was nearby, she had my back. But she did not wake up for this. She did not move, and that's what fucked me up. I believe it as an honor to have experienced that. I must be different. I was totally fucking sober when this happened. I do not do psychedelics. I smoke marijuana, and that doesn't happen.
This red slime is what you eat every day. Looks like a tomato, right? But it's actually a chemical cocktail disguised as an innocent sauce. Inside, you'll find refined sugar, high fructose corn syrup, citric acid from GMO mold, sodium benzoate, and artificial flavors designed to trick your brain and keep you craving more. The actual benefits of real tomatoes, mostly destroyed by industrial processing. What's left is an ultra-processed food, packed with sugar and synthetic ingredients that create addiction. Just 1 tablespoon has more sugar than a cookie and more salt than a serving of French fries. Between pesticides, dyes, and preservatives, this sauce is anything but natural. They made you believe it's harmless, but it drains your energy, drives inflammation, and makes you fat. Always check the ingredients because
once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Did you know that your company might be playing white noise in order to distract and calm you if you work in an office setting? Allow me to show you. So, when I say office setting, I mean something like this. Now, if you pay close attention, there are a bunch of these speakers in this office. It's like every other ceiling tile, and to some people it might sound like the air coming from the vent, but check this out. So up here There's a couple of wires, a couple of Cat 5 cables, and this is the speaker, as you can see. Now, if you listen closely, you hear a static sound, right? Sounds like air coming from a vent, but it's literally a speaker. Now, if we go over to this side and I unplug this cable, silence. Back on. Silence.
If that was the only trick.
But wait, billions of people, literally billions of people had the COVID virus. Over 1 billion got the spike protein vaccine. So that's like, we're talking like a huge percentage of the Earth's population, unless I'm missing something.
Now you understand what keeps me awake at night. And it's kept me awake at night for 2 years, 2.5 years. And that's why I sort of abandoned everything just to focus on how do we clear the virus? Because the answer is to clear the virus.
From the body.
From the body. The answer is to stop the inflammation because it's chronic inflammation.
So can I ask a dumb question? How long does the virus remain in the human body if not?
So far we found 3 years, 4 years.
Is there any reason to believe it'll naturally go away?
Not if your body's immunosuppressed. So it's a circle.
In the anti-eye.
She said we can't. I come to wash the brushes out. We want to wash this. We want to use this to wash.
We can't let you guys use this.
Why? What's that meat right there for? This what you serve people?
No.
You cook that for people?
No, we wash it.
Y'all wash the meat in there? Well, that's dirt. That sink is dirtier than the It's dirtier than the meat. It's gonna be dirtier than if you wash it. This is outside, man. People come out there and piss and shit in that sink. That's not sanitary, man. I'm gonna call code enforcement. Anybody know what she's saying? Let me know. I'm finna wash my brushes. But why is the meat sitting in that nasty sink though? Oh yeah, y'all is, cause I know that's what y'all got noodles right there. Y'all got the meat on the floor in here. You can't do that, man. Let me hold that hose. I need to clean up. We did y'all parking lot. I'll sue you, cause y'all not right. That's not right. Give me the hose, man. Give me the hose. My boss said, give me the hose. I need to clean this. I need to clean this. We did y'all parking lot. He said I could use this hose anytime. Man, give me the damn hose, bro. Give me the hose, please. Give me the hose. Gracias. Soy sauce and bag. Hose. The hose. Let me use it. I come to use it. I need to use it to get this stuff off before it's bad. Take that meat to the dumpster. Ma'am, why is you putting that meat? You gonna serve that meat to people? You need to take that to the dumpster right there. You need to take that meat and throw it away. Oh, you cooking that for people? Okay. I'm gonna show y'all where we at, y'all. We right here. Uncle Poop, we live. I got my partner with me. We right here at the damn List Chinese Kitchen. It's in Newport Richey. Do not come here and eat. They is nasty as fuck. Y'all just seen that, right? Y'all call code enforcement and everything, cause they going down. We gonna shut this place down. They don't want to let me use the hose. They going down. You either pay me or I'm gonna put this video online. I'm not blackmailing you. I'm just saying. I don't want no food. That's not going to happen, okay? I want to use the hose. Can I use the hose? The people on the way. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, mommy. Now, I might not put this video online now. Thank you.
Think twice before eating outside.
It's the wildest parties in LA with him when he was out. That he had a driver that was dropping people off. When they drop them off, they were dropping on people's front door and they would bleed from the booty. I swear, I can't make this shit up. Everybody that dropped off from them parties, they were bleeding from the booty. And they were dropping them off drunk and high.
Who party?
Who party? You think? Who we talking about? I swear to God on my mama.
Who, whacking Blueface?
Blueface, that's Blueface. He's throw big ass parties at Whack 100 House. I swear to God on my mama, I can't make this shit up, gang. You laughing, this shit ain't funny, gang. I swear to God on my mama.
Look, bro, I've been trying to tell everybody that the whole industry was cave touchers years ago.
Yeah, that's going.
When it wasn't no internet, it was a slave owner tattooed on his face.
Yeah.
To me, that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Blueface, gang. I don't want to talk about that.
He got a slave owner tattooed on his face, man.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about the Blue.
I think they might be lizard people.
You know what's crazy is it looks like he has a YSL tattoo on his forehead.
Oh, he a snitch. He finna be a snitch. He finna snitch.
Ah, look at that. It's KFC, huh?
Cave means kikiam, fish ball, chicken ball.
Is this you?
Yes. I am the CEO. Look at the dress.
How many years you work at KFC?
5 years. I'm not working. I am the CEO.
This is the CEO of KFC right here.
Yes. In the morning, I am the street vendor, but at night, I am the street gang. I am the top dog of Tondo, Vigilante Groups. Yeah. Sir.
Bro is creeping and crisping.
So what can you tell us about the dog, man? What do you want to know? Just, kind of what is it?
It's flesh and blood, I know that. Right. More of them than you realize around. A lot of people think that they're mean, which I'm not saying some of them aren't, but they had many opportunities to take me out and hurt me, and they never did.
So you've seen one?
I've seen some. Check out the hands. We were fortunate, or misfortunate, whatever you want to call it. There's a certain campground not too far from here where they're just prolific down there. And we stumbled upon it. We stuck a camera out one night, a video camera, just to record audio, because we kept hearing the grass man.
Dogman.mp3.
But when you hear that, oh my God, it is just instantly, just the fear, your heart starts beating.
Yeah.
And you get up in there in the woods about 3 in the morning, and you start seeing their silhouettes going between the trees, and you hear them growling. The city's in motion. That one is terrifying.
Is that a life hack? Why?
What the hell? So I'm digging this grave, right? I just pulled up the last 2 pieces of grass. And look at this. No freaking way. And there's a photo in there. Dang, man, that is crazy as hell. Look at that nasty goo falling out of there. Ugh, stinks too. Holy smokes. Somebody came and buried this shit. Oh my gosh. You see the sick things people do? This was in somebody's grave that we're digging right now. I pulled that up with the last 2 pieces of grass. Unbelievable. Disgusting. Man, that is creepy as hell. Yeah.
And he just saved somebody.
最高な空の旅、乾杯！ 先生、乾杯のほどありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。大きな拍手をお願いします。
What? Do you remember the day you were born?
No, but I remember when the earth would open and I crawled out of hell.
Hot on the stove. That's physical therapy.
The UFO matter is simply a triggering mechanism. It's a means of getting our attention. An intelligence far beyond anything we imagine is saying, wake up, guys. It's morning. It's time to stop sleeping, look around you, find out who you are, and what the hell is going on. That is basically what's happening with the UFOs. They're interesting, they're hardware, some of them may not be hardware. When we're dealing with civilizations that literally travel in time, when we're dealing with technologies that can literally manipulate matter and time, think about it for a moment and realize what the future of this planet and your race is going to be. Be hopeful that your grandkids and great-grandkids will inherit something so far beyond and so beautiful that we can only barely begin to imagine it.
Guys, you have no idea how close we are. This just came out. This is one of the top transhumanists talking to the CEO of the top AI robotics company right now, Figure. Go look up Figure Robotics, look at the stuff that they're doing, and then listen to what the CEO says. He says they're building a body for AGI. This is the beast from Revelation 13. They're saying the quiet part out loud. This is crazy, guys. Jesus is coming soon. I hope you're ready.
We need to figure out a way to give like AGI a body here. I think it's like a really negative or like almost like dystopian future if we figure out how to solve AGI and it lives in a server somewhere and it's like, you know, more intelligent than all of human, like everybody. And ultimately, if it wants to do something in the physical world, it'll have to ask or boss a human to do it. And the humanoid robot is like the ultimate deployment vector for AGI. It's you can't solve this with anything else besides a human, like a mechanical human.
And that's their next step.
What color was kindergarten?
Kindergarten?
Yeah, when you was in kindergarten or pre-K, what color was it? Ooh. It was every color.
Yeah, I was gonna say rainbow.
Okay, now when you went to 1st to 2nd grade, what color was it?
I don't know.
It was bland. Yeah. It was that color. Yeah, it was just
like jail.
Exactly. Then when you went to high school, what color was it?
Like jail.
Yeah. Okay, then when you went to work, what color was the wall?
Yeah.
It's waning you off the frequency. When you a kid, you vibrant, you running around, and then the first thing they do is they say, wane them off the frequency. Make the walls tan, make everything tan, make it boring. Sit down, don't move. They just get you right out to spirituality. And then the next time that you do get introduced to a colorful environment, guess where you at? You in a club. If the club was this color, nobody would go. But since it's black and it's universal light, aka from red to purple, it feel like you in a universe. It feel like you in a universe. So this is why people like the club. It's called colorology. Even hunger. Hunger is triggered by the color red, yellow, and orange. What color is Wendy's? What color is Chick-fil-A, McDonald's? Every highly successful fast food franchise. I guarantee you, if they not all red, orange, and yellow, they have either one of them colors at a high value.
Yeah.
So this is people who literally socially engineer the world.
This designer makes clothes to hide it. Remy Rossier is a student designer who designs characters with his garments. Inspired by the shapes of the Swiss Alps, his garments are cocoons for personal metamorphosis, comfortable hiding places for self-actualization. From the surfaces to the cement block boots is the struggle between expression and discretion. As a kid, I used to put my hoodies over my knees and tuck myself into the hood to self-soothe, so his work really speaks to me. Check him out, it's super unique.
I'm telling you guys, this timeline is like a movie.
Hey ladies, are you wearing the lipstick or is the lipstick wearing you? Have you guys seen what lipstick looks like under a microscope? Mind you, this is a brand new lipstick, y'all, brand new. Now check this out, cause this just gets interesting. Look at this. What is this, y'all? What? And lately I've said I haven't been seeing worms in the ground like we used to, like we were children. And I know why, because they're literally in everything else. They're in the food, the makeup, they live in some of our pets. People got them within them as well. Like, we're fully infested with these parasites, y'all. And he's going to further prove this after he smears this down, okay? And he puts it on the clamp, and he's going to switch the magnification on the microscope, and then he's going to lift it up, and then he's going to show us, put an eye in the, and there it goes right here over here. Oh my goodness. So ladies, are you wearing the lipstick or is the lipstick wearing you? I'm confused here. Why is there more parasites than pink? And why does the pink have all this bacteria around it? Is that why our mothers would be like, they're gonna wash our mouth out with soap because they knew that parasites live in there? Oh my goodness. It's literally a playground for them, y'all. So ladies, what do you guys think about this? Let me know down in the comments below. Peace in.
He's just having a mini break.
Money by the end of the week. You think you're sick of doing my phone calls as if I don't know where you live? I want my money by Friday!
He was been calling you all week.
Sos por vida.
Success! And that's the first motobus.
You're the biggest DK.
Then you do this. You watch. You wait for the green light and the tin.
Suck all! Suck all!
And can someone double check for us? And that's a wrap for today, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.